Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Jimmy Kimmel left no stone unturned while hosting Selena Gomez's Rare Impact Fund benefit. He went after Trump. I ain't got no problem with that, but some of y'all do, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, fam. You know, Jimmy was suspended from his regular gig about a couple months ago. And it was a big deal, People started canceling the subscriptions to Disney, with Disney and all of that stuff. And, Trump was beating his chest and they were celebrating, Republicans were celebrating the end of free speech. At least for the other side, right? And, people just were in uproar. People were outraged. And so many people spoke out from different sides of the aisle, from both sides of the aisle. And Jimmy got his job back. And, people kind of wondered, well, what's he going to do now? Are they going to try to play it safe from here on out? He came back with a hell of a monologue. And seemed like he landed on his feet. Well, Jimmy took it one step further when he hosted Selena Gomez's event. He talked about Donald Trump as it relates to his suspension being the force behind that suspension, right? Because Jimmy had made some comments about Donald Trump and, jokes and stuff, and, Trump can't really take a joke, if it's on him. So, he put a full press on ABC, and they they suspended Jimmy. So, fast forward, Jimmy got his job back. All is well, right? Well, we thought all of this was over. Well, Jimmy kind of rekindled the fire at Selena Gomez's event when he talked about Trump and, his role and, the consequences of, his suspension. Jimmy also threw shade at Donald Trump's controversial claim that Tylenol is linked to autism, saying that we can't even take the pain reliever anymore to deal with the state of the world. He didn't go all the way in like I would have if I had the mic that night, but it's a good start because you can't allow people to bully you into silence. You cannot allow people to bully you into compromising your convictions. If you allow them to do it once, they'll do it twice. And others are watching. If they see that you folded with this person, they're gonna try you. Growing up, I used to hear the phrase all the time, a family that prays together stays together. Well, a family that fights together unites together. Yeah, you know that family that you don't mess with because you're gonna have to deal with the whole family? Yeah, but then you got other families where there is conflict within the family. And you'll have people on the outside who are allowed to disrespect or even put their hands on one of the family members. And the other family members will sit back and watch. Yeah. They're entertained by that because they don't have unity. See, nobody could fight a member of my family and, get away with it as far as like bullying them or putting their hands on them and stuff. Oh, we didn't play that, man. Oh, we are jumping you. Absolutely. Now, the true part about it is, even though, much of my family is from the hood, overall, we wasn't bullies. We wasn't the type of family that just tried to bully people, We were more like defenders, defenders of each other, defenders of the neighborhood, That's the type of family that I come from. But my point is, you can't allow people to bully you. You got those who say, well, he can't even go and host a benefit without bringing up Trump's name. You slowpoke. You got to be short bus window licking slow to think that a comedian is not supposed to talk about the President of the United States. If you're the President of the United States, you don't get a pass, not one day. Everybody's going to be talking about you on a daily basis because you're making decisions that impact their lives on a daily basis. So it makes sense. I've heard even some clowns jump into my comment, Trump lives rent-free in your head. You big dummy. You think I want to talk about Donald Trump? You really think that I really just want to talk about him? You can't ignore it. He's the President of the United States, and he's making decisions on a daily basis that impact our lives. If you do not understand that, that's your mama and your daddy fault. Yeah, that's your mama and your daddy fault. They should have taught you better. Jimmy went easy on him for obvious reasons. The thing is, Trump is a vengeful dude. So he's going to use all of his resources to try to destroy his enemies. If he knows that somebody is using your platform to disparage him, he's going to go in on that platform and try to figure out how to defund it, how to make your allies distance themselves from you, right? You got any type of business deal in the works, he's going to try to run interference to make sure that it does not go down like you want it to go down. Never thought I'd see the day that the President of the United States would so overtly weaponize all branches of government to extract revenge on his enemies. You expect them, do a little something over here, order this hit, show some love for this contract, slow this business down, get this activist out the way, little stuff like that, but not overtly do it, just straight up say, it's not really funny, so it's not funny to me, so if it's not funny to me, somebody could find themselves out of a job. I'm just saying, those folks at ABC better do something about him or else. I don't really like the new Chrysler. They need to put a new model out there, and I mean like quickly. If they don't, somebody needs to be fired over there. Oh, you're not going to prosecute? You're not going to pursue charges against this person? Well, I don't think you need to be in that position. Perhaps I'll fire you. Jimmy spoke on how Trump claimed that Tylenol was linked to autism and how we can't even take the painkiller anymore to deal with the state of the world. I think comedy is more potent than Tylenol. But what say you? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.